Feeling down during the holidays can be tough, especially since you might feel out of step with the world. Everyone else seems to be beaming, ruddy-cheeked, bursting with holiday spirit, but you're feeling wretched and exhausted. Joining us now from Sandoval Regional Medical Center to help you get through the holidays is charge nurse Alex Price with some really good tips on dealing with depression. Now, this is something you said you see quite a bit coming through, and you've dealt with patients in various forms of depression.
Yeah, this time of year, it's something that's on a lot of people's minds. We see a lot more depression and all of its manifestations. I mean, it's a happy time of year. Everyone's usually pretty happy. Right. And if you just feel out of step, everything gets worse. It's a little bit of depression, which comes and goes, and it isn't surprising for most people. Just feeling sad, just feeling out of step isn't a problem, but it can sometimes lead to some pretty serious problems.
So I got to ask you, and I'm always curious about this, so asking someone on the clinical side, what is it, aside from the seasonal, affective disorder, the sun going down, earlier in the day, things like that, why do people have a tough time around the holiday season?
Well, for a lot of people, they need a specific routine to help them get through their days. If they're suffering from some kind of depression or some kind of anxiety issues, then, well, they'll suddenly find themselves out of their routine. Sometimes it's they have time off of work. They'll find themselves getting in situations where they're unfamiliar. And if they don't have very good ways of coping, they can end up feeling suicide or having trouble with dealing with life in general, especially if it's the time of year where they feel like they should be happy, but they don't know how they would be.
They feel like something's out of place and wrong. Now, you said something that's a little alarming to me, that New Mexico, suicide is kind of a big issue here in New Mexico.
Well, obviously from the emergency room, I mean, depression has a lot of different issues. Not all of them are that serious, but from the emergency room point of view, that's what we focus on. That's what we want to know about if people have, and that's what we treat a lot. We're at Albuquerque, in some studies, we're always high up on some of these studies, but for suicidality, we're number 5 on the last study that I was reading. Wow. And in New Mexico, between the ages of 10 and 35, it's the second leading cause of death.
No kidding.
For younger people, yeah.
That's amazing. I had no idea. Well, so in addition, obviously, this, huge problem, but depression, as you said, it can cause other issues that are going on, that, behavior disorders, especially family and friends come around this time of year, there can be other issues. So what other things can depression cause?
Well, depression, when you're sad, that's okay, but when it leads to depression, from the emergency room, there's a lot of definitions, but we call it when it starts controlling how you think, what you do. It makes a lot of people have bad decisions they would normally have not made if they were in a happier place. A lot of it relates to recreational drugs, taking things out on other people, especially family members, and alcoholism, and a lot of those maladaptive behaviors that by themselves wouldn't have caused a problem, but all of a sudden you get into a situation where things start snowballing out of control, and people don't know how to bring it back down.
Now, just very quickly, Alex, before we lose time here, I know people can contact UNM Sandoval Regional Medical if they have an issue, but if there's one thing that someone can do out there to alleviate the depression or help someone, what would that one thing be that you would recommend?
Talk to someone. If you're having issues, you're just concerned about it, that's okay. But if you're thinking about being suicidal, obviously contact 911, come into the emergency room, it's a safe place, and we can start things properly there. But if you just need to talk to someone, just reach out. There's a couple of national numbers, 1-855, NM Crisis is a good one. Another one, 1-800-273-TALK, T-A-L-K. Okay. Or you can just dial 911.
Okay. Fantastic. Alex, appreciate the information. Again, guys, for more information on this or a full recap, head over to casa.com. We'll have all